day and a big day for Infineon. So perhaps run us through the decision why now and why so fast ahead of the competition.
Yeah, it's for us the single biggest investment we are undertaking with this fab expansion, and we really want to contribute to the digital and green transformation of Europe and beyond. And our products are in hot demand, ranging from electricity generation, wind, solar, to storage, to conversion in charging, and to consumption in our electric cars. At the same time, in the digital world, making the smart mobility, smart industry. And we see these markets booming long term, and that's why we have decided here to make this very significant step for Infineon. And at the same time, reducing one-sided dependencies and contributing to the European target of 20% local or regional production.
Let's look at the type of chips you're planning to produce in the new factory. Is it state of the art? Where are they especially used?
Absolutely. It's going to be power semiconductors and analog mixed signal products, which are basically determining the energy efficiency in the whole chain, which I just described, from energy generation to consumption. So it's state of the art, and we can be really globally competitive with these products and a factory of the size of our facility here in Dresden.
How do you see yourself positioned also among the big competitors in Taiwan, for example?
Taiwan has a slightly different focus. Taiwan is producing more along the microcontrollers and microprocessors, and we are making also use of those foundries. But if you talk about power semiconductors, it really the music plays in Europe. It's not only Infineon, but also other market participants are based here. So we shouldn't be shy of our semiconductor know-how and landscape here in Europe, in particular in terms of power semiconductors.
What makes you so confident that this super cycle will last for a long time? Because in the past we have seen like loads of swings in the demand for semiconductors.
The secular growth drivers of decarbonization and digitalization are really driving our business, and in that regard we feel very comfortable. Of course, it's a certain bet, because this new facility will only come on stream, as we say, in 26. But I think e-mobility and renewables, for example, are just at the starting point of a global rollout, and therefore we believe this is a very good investment.
Let's look at the market itself, because we are still seeing unbalances in the chip market. So what is your prediction? When will the market rebalance and there won't be any shortage anymore?
Yeah, right now you have oversupply in certain areas like memory products, and in other areas we are still in shortage. Some of the shortages will play out this year if you talk about microcontrollers. However, in terms of power semiconductors, again, as the two markets come together, e-mobility and renewables, we see for several years a tight supply situation, and we are trying here all our best to improve the supply in order to serve our customers as best as possible.
How much are you concerned about higher input prices through higher commodity prices, and how important is it to source them exclusively as well for you because of the scarcity of certain commodities?
Yeah, on the commodity side we are striving for multi-sourcing. So in that regard we are well set up, but of course it's a burden on our business. At the same time, here these factories get more and more expensive. And we need to pass this on to our customers, but I think it's understood that semiconductors are, while investing so much, cannot be or need to have a fair price.
Yeah, the pricing would be my next question. Given that there are still shortages in certain markets, will that also mean that you have high pricing power going forward, meaning you could raise prices?
I think we are striving for fair pricing, right? We are going for long-term commitments with our customers, and therefore try to balance things. There are spots in the market, so-called multi-sourcing, where things are basically determined every other day, but that's for Infineon a very small focus. Our focus is long-term agreements, for example, with the automotive industry or other industrial players.
Let's look at the subsidies you're also getting from Brussels. Was that one pivotal reason why you decided to build that factory here, or what made you decide for the location?
To be precise, the EU CHIPS Act sets the framework. The money is German money, so coming from Berlin. Why are we expanding this factory? Subsidies were one decisive factor, but at the same time, we like the location here. First of all, it's already an existing fab which provides us with economy of scale, and also the ecosystem here in Saxony is excellent. There are now over 70,000 people employed in the area in the semiconductor industry. You have 9 universities and colleges for new employees to draw on, and all of that makes it for us a very sound decision to build this plant here.
Will we be able in Europe to cut the dependencies from Asia when it comes to chip supply in the future?
I think the vision that any country in the world can strive for self-sufficiency is not going to work out. None of the countries. So it's all about reducing one-sided dependencies. I think as an economy in Europe, we need to have in this critical semiconductor industry, we need to have also some own assets, and in that regard, it's not about striving for self-sufficiency, but rather reducing one-sided dependency, and what is really important, that Europe also invests into R&D, because semiconductor industry doesn't stand still. The next frontiers are quantum computing, quantum sensors, and here we need to really make a big step forward in Europe in order to safeguard our position long term.
Do you see the US better positioned in that respect when it comes to the future of those technologies?
I would say there is a lot of things going on in US, but if you think about also in Europe, you have IMEC in Belgium, you have Fraunhofer, you have Leti. So in research, Europe is doing very well. It's all about to take those ideas and to industrialize them at large scale, and of course as early as possible ahead of competition.